Today at shopdap.com, we're going to be mounting our bumper and fog lights onto our Mark 7 Alltrack. Alright, so we have this bumper mounted. We went through and fabbed it up with a friend of ours at his shop. So we don't have a welder here or the capability for that type of fabrication work. So we brought it over to a friend of ours, and you can check out what we did with him on this build.
If it mounts up higher, it's going to drop it down, so. Yeah, let's just throw.
It's got to be like that.
Yeah, let's just throw these on.
Because that's horizontal there.
Cool, yeah, so we can just lop this off maybe what, 3 inches, and bring it back in nice and flush, still give you some clearance from the
grill, right?
Yeah, from the grill, and it won't protrude out too far.
Yeah. You tell me. I'm thinking just lop this straight up so it's flat. That's priority 1, unless you have a better idea. No.
Alright, so do you want to go in closer?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to go in probably
cool. So we'll
all the way. I would say all the way to...
Cool. Alright, hold it 1 second. Let's measure. So we could lop a little bit more off the top to bring the top in.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be perfect. And do we have the angle?
I think we're good, yeah. So I'm gonna cut this off, and then we're just gonna do a little light fabricating. Which should be good.
Yeah. Get this view to work.
That's good?
I think it's good.
All right, look at that.
After burning through a handful of carbide-tipped drill bits, we discovered that VW uses a hardened material for the front bumper of these cars. With a little bit of heat and a handful of drill bits, we were able to drill out the mounting hole brackets. Now we would have welded the brackets on, but because we planned to have 2 different bumper setups on the Alltrack, we wanted to make sure the bull bar was removable. Once we got the brackets bolted up, the metal needs to be prepped for welding, and after double and triple checking our bumper mock-up, we were ready to weld.
Okay, now we're gonna be mounting our fog lights onto our bumper bar, but because the bottom of this thing does not allow any of our sockets through the bottom to tighten these things, we have to grind a hole bigger for this. So here are 2 options for our fog lights. We are conflicted between the group here. So in the comments, with the grill, without the grill. I'm not gonna tell you what my opinion is. Comment. This is a sweet F-150
I saw a truck with this on it this morning,
bull bar,
but it was chrome.
I would not want a chrome one.
Our plan was to wire the fog lights up to the factory fog light wiring on the car, which would allow us to use a normal fog light switch inside the car to control these lights. After some extension and modification to the wiring, we were ready to install the bumper bar and the fog lights onto the car.
Oh, mine works. Yours doesn't. You ripped it off.
I didn't rip it off.
It worked before.
I literally just touched it and it did this.
Well, it worked before. Moment of truth. Both on?
Yeah.
Let's see what it looks like.
The DRLs are going to be a problem.
Yeah, but I mean, they're already, like, the headlights are already kind of yellow, but
Yeah.
not actually yellow.
Yeah.
But maybe the people will speak.
Once we finalized the mounting for the bumper brackets, we had to remove the bumper bar from the vehicle. Since the lower part of the grille is supported by the bumper cover, we needed to modify what was left of our bumper cover to keep our grille from sagging.
Nice. This is gonna... Do you want to cut the bumper bar?
Yeah.
Foam? If we just cut it, we could reuse it too. When we hit 88 miles an hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
There's no telling what's gonna happen. This bumper bar might just fly the f off.
I don't know.
We gotta get that vacuum back out here. We're making a mess everywhere. It's for sure not gonna fit.
What do you mean it's not gonna fit? It fits.
And then we gotta RTV this thing in.
The bumper should hold it.
I don't think so. I want you to hit like 88 miles an hour. Oh, or you decelerate and the wind catches you from the back and this thing just goes flying.
Here we go. Now it's secure. Alright, so while Paul's finishing up with the headlights, we had to put some speed nuts in so that the bolts would actually fit. I'm going to go ahead and put on our new wheels and tires. What we have is some BEA beautiful 17-inch Passat wheels. Gorgeous. And some all-terrain tires. Gonna go with our lift and get us a little bit extra ground clearance. Oh, sorry, I should explain. So right now we're putting these spacers on for stand station. For the long term, we're putting the spacers on because they're not gonna clear our Audi TTS big brake kit.
We're doing it for the gram.
Otherwise, yeah, and we're doing it for the gram also.
Doing it for the gram.
Also for the gram. Look at this thing. She's looking kind of beefy. Going down. I think it's pretty tall now. It honestly almost could use a little bit more spacer in the back.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
What have we created?
I don't know. What do you think? I think it looks pretty cool. This car is really high.
Oh man.
It's not even lifted in the back yet.
It's like SUV high.
I don't hear any rubbing.
Whoa.
Only one fog light on?
No.
One was turning off when I was turning it off, and one was staying on for a little while.
Put it down. Don't do that.
You were gone for 30 seconds.
It makes a little noise when you go over a curb in the back, and it definitely rubs a bit in the front.
What did you drive through?
Nothing.
I
Well,
mean, those get faster.
So we can run it without the headlights on. Yeah. Not that the headlights are very bright and distracting, they're actually very dim and dangerous, but. So we're gonna change this airbag, which obviously is blown, cut it out. We got our new one, and how these are held in is, sits in there like this. There's these two little clips on either side that you need to get in and pry them open to get it out of the steering wheel. So they're 90 degrees off, so you gotta turn the steering wheel, and then it's really a pain in the because you can't reach back here. The screwdrivers are too big, and it's really just kind of a nightmare all around. Should probably disconnect the battery, is what we're gonna do now, so that I don't honk at everybody anymore and disturb the piece at whatever time it is, 1:32 according to this. I've done this a time or two, and every single time it f***ing sucks.
There you go. Piece of cake.
All you have to do is just rip the cover off the airbag
You
first.
just mess around the whole time.
I took it out from the front side, not the back side. Well, I kind of took it out from the back side too, but...
I'm taking these trim panels off so we can get to the airbag control module. Now, I'm gonna go at the other side. I believe you actually have to take it out through the other side. So, I'm gonna take the other panel off on that side. This company who's rebuilding our seatbelt safety restore, they also do, which I didn't know that was a thing that people did, was along with they rebuild seatbelts, they also wipe airbag control module. So normally what you have to do is you have to replace the module, which is I think about $800. And in this case, I think they charge $50 to wipe the module. So if indeed it's successful, that could save somebody who's rebuilding a car like this quite a bit of money. So originally I wasn't planning on doing that. We were just gonna replace the seat belts and run it without, but since they offer that service and we already got a replacement bag for the steering wheel, I figured, hey, let's do it all the way, and we might as well fix the car all the way and make the bags work. And if we do off-road stuff, we can unplug the airbag stuff temporarily to prevent from blowing any bags potentially if we hit anything off-road. So this right here, airbag connector. So yellow connectors in a car, or anything yellow inside of a car, is going to be airbag related. So there's our airbag connector, and we're going to take this guy off. Now again, make sure you have your battery disconnected before you start messing with this stuff. And here we go. One airbag control module to be sent off. Okay, so we have our seat belts. We're packing up to send out to Safety Restore, and our module. So they rebuild all this stuff. If you look, all the pyrotechnics of this right here are blown, and these are 3-stage belts because they have 3 different connectors on them. So 1, 2, and then 3 electrical connectors. That's a 3-stage belt. So they have different setups, different pricing depending on how many stages they are rebuilding. So we're sending this off to them to rebuild. They say it should be about 24-hour turnaround from the time they get it. So I did ask them a few details about stuff like this, about airbag modules and wiping them. They said basically they should be able to do any current model car for wiping an air module. I think somewhere up to around 2002, 2003. Anything older than that gets kind of questionable. Seat belts, same deal. I think pretty much all of them can be rebuilt with some exception. And then what they said, I asked them if it's a scenario where they can't rebuild stuff. They said that they just send it back to you at no charge. So if they can't rebuild it, so they can send your old seat belts back if they're not able to rebuild them there. So we're gonna ship this off, and hopefully we'll get these back quick so we can get these installed in the car. Yeah. Good idea. If it's time for an outro, he's got to do the outro.
All right, so today we lost Paul's voice. Still gonna look for that. Fabricated this bumper. I wasn't really involved much with that. That was him and one of our buddies. Got the lights wired in, these sweet yellow rally fog lights, and chopped up our stock bumper to get that in, and put on these massive tires. Looks pretty cool. But next time, we got to finish our rear lift because we got the squat going on, and figure out these tires do rub a little from the quick test drive I took. But other than that, I think we're ready to go for the next time. Got some cool stuff coming up for you.